Okay, in this drill we're going to work on feels and visuals that will help when we start the club down. The club doesn't go out and across the target line from out to in and doesn't get steep in transition. So I'm going to call this top to bottom. Basically, we're going to start normal address position. We're going to just put the club parallel to the floor, as you can see here, roughly parallel to the floor, and somewhat parallel to your target line. That's going to be the start position of the drill. I'm going to make a normal backswing and stop for a second and go, all right, I've got to get the club repositioned in the same place it just was when I started the drill, which is parallel to the ground, parallel to the target line. As I do that, I'm rotating, obviously, and I'm stopping at this point, but I'm also looking at where the shaft is, where the club's pointed, and trying to make sure that as I watch myself do this in the mirror, that this shaft is not tilting over and getting steep, and just watching it. So if you do it pretty slow, you can see how the pitch angle of the club doesn't tip over. Okay. Then we're going to do that a couple times, maybe 3 or 4 times, preferably watching yourself do it. Now, if you're doing this indoors, you can use some foam balls. Then on rep 4 or 5, once you get there, you just kind of clip it off the floor, okay? Which is what I just did there. So that's part 1 of the drill. Well, that's 2 parts. I just added in the second part, which is hitting the ball. Now I'm going to give you a feel of what it should feel like to hit the ball from that stop position there. So the feel is that you're going to hit it with the back of your right hand, or sorry, the palm of your right hand or the back of your left hand. And to do that, you're going to have to rotate to move your hands forward. And to do that, your right shoulder has to get underneath your left. You can't keep the right shoulder high. So the analogy would be as if you're hitting a wall with the palm of your right hand. You can see when I get there, right hip is below my left, my right shoulder is below my left. And that should be ideally what we kind of strive to feel like it impacts with what we're feeling with our hands and where our body's positioned, how the right shoulder's low, how the right hip's lower. We're in basically side bend as you're rotating. You can break that out into a separate drill, or you can do as I'm doing here. You do a couple of the first variation to get to that point, and then you stay there for a minute or two, and you just go from there to the ball, there to the ball, there to the ball, okay? And then once you get that kind of feels of these 2 different segments, obviously you can blend it together and make one motion towards the ball. I would do this rather slow though, just to make sure that the club is behaving first of all on the way down, and the second of all that you're getting the feel that's matching the drill when you hit these little shots, okay?